My name is Robert Soden. I'm with GFDRR. The title of our panel is The Power of the Crowd, Harnessing Communities and Opening Data. It's going to be tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. in room C, and hope to see many of you there. So for the past couple of years, I've been working on a project called OpenDRI, or the Open Data for Resilience Initiative. And GFDR launched this project with the idea of bringing the philosophy and practices of the open data movement to bear on the challenges of building resilience to climate change and the impacts of natural disasters. Since launching in 2011, we worked with governments, civil society organizations, private sector, and academia in nearly 30 countries to bring these ideas to life. And a lot of these ideas that have guided the design and implementation of our work have really come from this community, have come from understanding risk. Personally, this is my third UR, and I'm really super excited to be here. It's a very special event. This is a very special community. It's been fantastic and fascinating to be part of it for the last 4 years. So thinking back to 2010 in Washington, D.C., it was new and it was a little small, and there was so much energy and all this excitement, enthusiasm, and new ideas. Then in 2012 in Cape Town, South Africa, we started to see early examples of these ideas being implemented in practice and learning from those. So that brings us to today and the focus of our session tomorrow, which is going to be bringing these ideas to scale. How do we scale open data and community participation for understanding risk? So what are the things that we're going to be talking about and thinking about during this session? First off, in 2010, this was all very new. We didn't have a lot of good examples in the world of these kinds of projects being done. But since then, thanks to the hard work of many people in this room, we actually have very good, rich repository of cases that we can learn from. We can look at sort of what's worked well, what hasn't worked so well, and how do we, based on that learning, design our projects and our implementations going forward. And second, and more important, none of us can do this alone. We're all here representing our own individual organizations. But if we're going to really bring these ideas to scale, that's going to be a lot about partnership. So how can we better align investments, share knowledge, and learn from one another? We had a really great session on exactly this topic this afternoon. So thank you for all of you who came, and I'm really excited to see where some of the conversations that were started this afternoon lead. So with all these kind of ideas in mind, let's jump to our session. We have a very good lineup of panelists that's going to be speaking again tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. And the first presenter is from Dominica in the Physical Planning Division, and will be speaking about a multi-year initiative to build an open spatial data working group between a number of ministries that's focused on climate change and disaster data. And so they've done a lot of great work over the last couple of years, and it'll be very interesting to see what they have to say. The second will be a case study from the Philippines. Dr. Mahar Lagme, who's the Executive Director of Project NOAA, will be talking about an effort to release government data around weather and climate to the public to empower local communities and local governments to make better decisions around floods. Third up, we'll have Mark Forney, who'll be talking about the World Bank Open Cities Project, which is a project that's across South Asia looking at crowdsourcing, community mapping, and how to bring that to bear on disaster risk management and urban planning. Then we'll have Rebecca Moore from Google, who's going to be talking about a really interesting partnership between Google, World Bank, and some other key institutions around creating a global high-resolution digital elevation model that'll be available to the public and hosted on Google infrastructure.